Today I am sharing a mind-blowing concept by Neville Goddard, which is how to ignore your current reality when you are manifesting something different. So what does it mean to ignore our current reality? When you are manifesting something, it means that you desire to have something that you don't have, and you keep looking around you and you see the thing that you don't want in your current reality. If you keep focusing on your current reality, then that is what will manifest more of in the future. So if you can learn to ignore your current reality and focus on your manifestation, then it will bring your manifestation much more quickly. For example, I had someone in my life who was really challenging me, and this person kept on displaying behaviour that was making me feel very, very frustrated. And I decided that I was going to manifest something different. I was going to manifest a different relationship. So I chose to imagine something different about this person and imagine that we were having pleasant conversations with each other. And usually when you are manifesting, often there is some kind of time delay. So you don't always see your manifestations immediately. Sometimes they happen immediately, but most of the time there's some kind of delay, and there was definitely a delay in this particular instance. And it took me a really, really long time to start to manifest something different in this particular relationship. It actually took me years and years and years. I used to hold a grudge. I used to replay the negative conversations over and over again in my mind. I used to think of revenge, horrible things. I didn't forgive them. I just kept on assuming that they would be this negative character and display this negative behavior, and that's what I continued to get for many, many years. And as soon as I started to manifest, they didn't change immediately, so I still had to face the current reality. And I didn't manage to ignore them to start with. I didn't manage to ignore their behavior. I often rose to the behavior, but I kept on going back to my imagination when I was calm and replaying the scene that I wished I had had instead of this negative scene over and over again. And eventually things started to gradually improve. It was a definite gradual improvement in this relationship. It wasn't just overnight, it just manifested. It was a very, very, very gradual improvement. And I believe the reason why it was so gradual, because it took me a really long time to ignore my current reality. I kept on rising to it and replaying the negativity in my mind over and over and over all day long. So how do you actually ignore your current reality, especially when it's a person in your life who you want to continue to have a relationship with, or you have to have a relationship with because it's family or something, or somebody you keep seeing for some kind of reason, and you can't actually physically ignore them? You have to speak to them. How do you actually ignore reality if it's a person and they're really in your face all the time? This is what's worked for me. What I have done is I have started off by manifesting a different relationship with this person when I'm calm, say when I'm winding down for sleep, when I'm calm, peaceful, on my own, and then I can be in my own thoughts and I'm not actually in my physical reality at the moment. I'm in my imagination, so I start from that place. And then from there, I have created my reverse memory. I've created a memory of something that I actually want to happen. For example, a conversation with that person or about that person where I'm maybe talking about my relationship with that person with somebody else, and I'm saying something like, wow, my relationship with such and such a person has really improved. I can't believe how much things changed. We're getting on so well with each other. And then I keep replaying that conversation about that person over and over again in my imagination. So that's my reverse memory. I keep looping that over and over when I'm falling asleep and when I wake up. And then also during the day, I create brain stamps, which are declarations of the new thoughts that I want to think about that person. For example, this person is so kind. They treat me with so much respect. It's amazing how much respect this person gives me, how kind they are being to me. And I keep looping those brain stamps over and over and over again in my imagination when I've got my idle mind moments throughout the day. And if you keep doing these two things, the brain stamps and the reverse memory, then you will find that it will get to the point where you will gradually, or it might happen more quickly, you will stop reacting to that person. And stopping reacting to that person means you are ignoring their bad behavior. You are ignoring your reality. You're not ignoring them as a person. You're not denying who they are. You still have them in your life. You don't ignore them. You don't pretend that they don't exist at all. What you're doing is you are ignoring the bad behavior, and you can either do that by not saying anything at all to them, or you can just say something which doesn't provoke them from continuing, like, oh, all right, oh, okay. And there's nothing really they can do about that, or you can just start to walk away, whatever feels appropriate in the moment. But what you're not doing is reacting to them. So when people say that we need to ignore our current reality, we don't actually need to completely ignore our entire reality. We just need to ignore the part that we don't want to see. Now, I hear people talking about ignoring your current reality when you are manifesting all the time, and some of the advice that they are giving out I don't agree with. So I will just let you know what my opinion is so that you can avoid some of these kind of mistakes as well. I hear people saying that you should lie to people in your physical reality about the thing that you desire. So say, for example, you are desiring to have a relationship with somebody and you don't yet have a relationship with them. And I hear people saying that you should tell all of your friends that you are in a relationship with this person, even though you're not in a relationship with them. And I don't agree that you should do this, because lying in your physical reality will get you into trouble. You only lie in your imagination, and that's a private thought. It's only for yourself. You don't share it with anyone else. You don't need to share it with anyone else, because this is how reality is created, from your own power, your own imagination. It doesn't come from sharing that with other people, because your assumptions of what happens when people lie will end up manifesting in your physical reality. You know that lying tends to get people into trouble, and that is your assumption, and your assumptions create your reality. So you assume that lying gets you into trouble, you lie, and then you get into trouble. So you don't want that. You don't want to be doing things that you will assume get you into trouble. Another mistake that I see people making is to ignore their current reality to the extent that they are actually creating more problems for themselves by ignoring their current reality. So say, for example, you got a letter through the post that says, you're in trouble, you have to appear in court on this particular date. And of course, you're really terrified by this. So you get to work manifesting, you get to work revising. You revise that didn't happen. You revise what happened instead, that you got a nice letter through the post and that you go to the beach on that day instead. Or you revise the thing, if you did something wrong in the past, you revise it so that you never actually did that thing. And then you believe that because you've revised it, because you've gone through the process in your imagination, that at some point in the future, that future will revise itself based on your imaginal scene. But you don't know what date things are going to shift in your favor. All you know is right now you're in trouble. And I encourage you to take responsibility for your physical reality. Don't ignore your current reality to the point where you are just getting yourself in more trouble. Don't not attend that court appearance because you think you've revised it and you think you don't need to go. Know that at some point everything will be fine. But until you see that in your current reality, you have to take responsibility. You have to respond to it. If you need to take action, then take action and clear up your messes, because when you have manifested something bad into your reality, there is a certain amount of momentum behind this, and it can take a while for the momentum to slow down, stop, and then reverse and go the way in which you want it to go. But until that happens, then you need to respond to it. But you don't need to respond in an overly emotional way, because you know that at some point things are going to go the way you want them to. And if you find yourself continuing to react to your current reality, then don't beat yourself up about it. Just continue to do your reverse memories and your brain stamps and know that eventually things will turn around. If you reacted in a negative way, you can revise that as well. So don't feel guilty. Things change. at the time that they were meant to. You are a work in progress. You will constantly be improving. That doesn't mean that you will be perfect just because you've manifested something. We're still human. We still react to things. Don't beat yourself up about anything. Just wait until you're in a calm place in your mind, and then just see things as you want them to be. And if you want to learn more about revision, then I have a video all about that, so go and check that out. I also have a guided meditation that walks you through the process of revision. I would love to know what your thoughts are on ignoring your current reality, so leave me a comment below. And if you want to manifest more fame, fortune and followers, I have a free manifestation milestone board pack that you can grab below. And now it's your turn to go and put your stamp on the world.